What's up, guys? I just wanted to do another daily hologram, which I know I haven't done in ages. This being yet another music album review edition. And this comes by special request on one of my previous album review videos by TZAKMAN, Zachman, who requested more Falling Up album reviews. So last time I did Exit Lights by Falling Up. This time I'm going to be reviewing Captiva by Falling Up. So here we go. Alright, track number 1, the intro, is A Guide to Marine Life. This song is, with having marine in the title, has a very oceanic sound to it. So it really lives up to its title. Great message about looking to the skies for your help and answering the call of God, basically, in a very artistic way. And I really appreciate this solid yet slow, somber intro. It's not really a slow song. It has a medium tempo guitar build on the chorus parts with very nice dips and like a more oceanic sound in the bridge parts and verses. So I like the variance and contrast here of sounds that makes for a beautiful opening for Captiva. Track number 2, Hotel Aquarium. This is clearly the radio single of the album. It was at the time that it came out. And basically, even though it's a typical radio hit from Falling Up, I do appreciate how it goes back to the Dawn Escape's roots, this is kind of a sequel to, of building guitar melodies over piano melodies, but laying them over like they're almost the same instrument. Falling Up has always had a beautiful skill of layering their piano and guitar melodies on top of each other without it sounding messy or like the guitar and piano are fighting each other. It just sounds like a beautiful blend. The guitars sound melodic like a piano, and the pianos have a little bit of tensity to them to match the guitars. So Hotel Aquarium, another great hopeful track with probably this and a later track coming up probably having the heaviest edge of rock to it when it comes to the grungy side. Now track 3, Goodnight Gravity. This one is the most pop rocky sounding track on the album, even though there are some pop elements in other tracks as well. But this one, again, I guess it was aiming for radio, but a different kind of radio. One of my friends at one time thought it was like a Reliant K sound, which I kind of agree with. Just more bright and synthy. It's an okay track. I don't think it's the most memorable off the album, but clearly trying to aim for that radio single vein. Not sure if it's really hitting its mark. It could be a hit or miss depending on the listener. Number 4, Captiva. This one I can picture, which probably has already been done over the years. Tons of anime or Final Fantasy montages, because this song is built perfect for that scenario. If you plan on doing any montage on YouTube that features anime or Final Fantasy, this is like a go-to track for you. Number 5, Helicopters. Very sci-fi type of setting with its sci-fi meets rock sound and a little bit of sprinkle of pop rock into it. There's sprinkles of EDM, sprinkles of techno, but it doesn't sound too much ever. It's like every hint of these different styles is sprinkled just right so that you're getting, once again, like I said earlier, a bunch of different flavors into one track without it fighting each other. So great tune, great middle of the album type of song. And you will notice, even though Captiva may be one of Falling Up's softest records in their discography, it kind of may also be one of their most diverse in their discography. There's a lot of different styles they're picking off in this album. Similar to that diversity and flexibility they showed in Exit Lights, just in a more down tempo or more slow tempo type of range. The next one, Maps, is clearly designed for CCM radio, track 6. Maps, especially with Christopher Stevens helping out a little in the production and writing process, it comes off very much with that CCM radio sound, but just enough of Falling Up sprinkled in to differentiate. It's an okay track, typical ballad like. There's less Falling Up and more standard ballad of CCM thrown into here. So if you're not a fan of that sound, you're not going to be crazy about this track. But if you can appreciate Falling Up trying to please their label and at the same time experiment within their genre, this might be an okay track for you, or maybe a pleasing track for you. I get a kick out of it every once in a while. I enjoy it. Number 7, How They Made Cameras. This is a difficult track for me to review because I feel like what Falling Up does well, all the elements of what you should love about Falling Up you can find in this song, except it's not executed well. I feel like the guitar and piano here are fighting each other instead of blending in well with each other. Due to that, this is going to be a very divisive track, depending on who the listener is. Some may find this track very oddly pleasant, and then other people might be thrown off by what is Falling Up trying to do with this track. So, 7 is an interesting track, to say the least. Number 8, Good Morning Planetarium. This song, I remember probably having this on heavy repeat when I was younger. I'm a sucker for synth, so this synth meets pop rock is like a beautiful blend of a gem. And just probably the most brightest, more happy songs on the album. Most hopeful, hands down. Number 9, Murexa. Every time I pause and roll my eyes up, I'm just running through the track list in my head because I have a lot of these memorized because I'm a big Falling Up fan, at least of the early phase of their career. So basically, Murexa, I guess you might throw it in maybe a sci-fi, maybe cyberpunk futuristic type sound. Um, but it's a much faster track than Helicopters was. And then also it's has like a video gamey, like almost like Sega-esque, if for lack of a better term, type of quality to it. Maybe even like a Sonic the Hedgehog type of vibe. It's a really cool track to listen to. Very energetic guitars. Probably the most energetic track on the album, hands down, and probably the fastest tempo as well. Message wise, it basically is like looking at the world through the perspective of we all are human, we all are looking for help in the midst of turmoil of this day and age. To some, the lyrics can be a little bit confusing. To those who actually find the art in the lyrics and the message they're going for, this might be a highlight of the album for you. Number 10, Drago or the Dragons. This goes for a more apocalyptic pop rock feel with some EDM and techno thrown in at the end. Um, you could even like find like a samurai type vibe in this song. It's so visually speaking, I would have loved to see like a samurai in an apocalyptic setting type of music video to this song. Which, side note, Falling Up, probably with maybe budget keeping them back. I don't know how much the label was giving them. They had very few. Uh, Probably, I'm trying to think. It's probably less than a handful of videos in their career, music videos I'm talking about, unless there's some I've yet to find. But these music videos did not do cinematic justice to how great of a visual cinematic writer that Jesse Raborti was, the lead vocalist. I mean, this guy, if he wanted to, he could create some really great sci-fi fantasy films. Like the way he words his lyrics is like no other. It's gonna be like very weird and hip, a hipster for some, but to others, it's going to be extremely captivating. So he's an acquired taste. But I just feel that they didn't have enough music videos to do their songs justice. And this is one of them that I really wish had a cinematic video for. Number 11, Arc to Octalis. I know that's a mouthful for some. Um, I think that's how it's pronounced the last time I checked. Basically, this is uh, it's pronounced I think Arctoctolis, but it's a dream that Jesse Raborti had about archers describing that. Very cool story. Slow build into it, and it has a constant slow rise to the end, and very interesting slow ballad, but has some crunchy guitars hidden in there as the song builds. To close off the album on a spooky yet very somber note is The Dark Side of Indoor track Meets. This is like someone looking back on their life to see if all the work they put into it was really worth it. And you want to look for the hope in it, but at the same time, there's a little bit of spookiness thrown in. It's a really weird yet great way to end an album for some reason. Divisive again, but I find it pretty amazing, especially with that monstrous piano melody. In my book, it's really, really a killer track. So that's my review of Captiva by Falling Up. Hope you enjoyed it.